had a question. So there was a metallic kind of thing going on. Was that something that was sound design, or was that part of the composition?
That's part of the composition.
Okay.
But it has a sound design element.
Okay.
Yeah.
The trick to be cautious of with that is our repetition issue with video games. If you hear this, and this is notorious, it depends on like how intensive a sample library set that you have. If you just have a particular Thunder sheet that has about 3 samples, every time you hit it, and it's only one velocity, every time you hit it, it's going to be a repeated kind of a sound. So you have to be really careful, because what will really tee off a gamer is when they're playing a really intense section and there's just something that just keeps repeating and distracting them from just being in the story and being in the moment. What I recommend is just always looking for variation, even if it's like slightly pitch shifting that one sample. If you can't afford, like, you know, the 50 round robin Thunder Sheet collection from Hansen or something like that, then I would, I would just try and be creative with ways that you can vary what you're doing with repetitive sounds so that it doesn't get in the way. I'll just leave that one comment and let you guys jump in.
Having played the game, I really liked the sense that that I got when the piece started, and you have that feeling of, holy crap, I got to get in the lighthouse. I got to get going. I got to move. This music is getting really intense. It's really driving me. I got to do something. It's telling me to do something. And that communication of the player is really important in that moment in the game. So I thought you did that really well.
Yeah, and when he was heading across the bridge, I was saying to myself that my comment would be, well, this is just perfect, and I don't have any criticism at all, just because it's completely backing up the feeling of the situation and driving and elevating it and making it bigger. We can do kind of 2 things with music for picture. One, we can sort of get inside and further reinforce the director's vision and what's going on there, and reinforce and make it even bigger and stronger. Or we can very strategically oppose it. Gladiator and the big battle, slow motion in the forest, all the sound effects get quiet, and you get this big, slow, very emotional, emotive piece, obviously to create a contrast. But you were right inside it, just making the game all that more intense. But on the other side of the bridge, I started to say, okay, the bang bang is, I've had enough. When's it going to change? How are we going to change? And you get to the door and you go, and that raised a question for me. Was it a cinematic or was it gameplay? It was.
Yeah, I was actually having that in mind. So there was an element that had saying like, okay, is this something that elements of this could they be movable?
Mm-hmm.
Can they react to how close to getting to the lighthouse? And
Perfect.
So I guess my sense with that rising kind of swoosh at the end, like timing up with the light, supposedly the sense was that it would react to how close you got to the lighthouse.
That's
right.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was going to say, because that's the way to solve that. If that was gameplay, which I assume it was gameplay, the danger of a piece of music like that, if we didn't have those interactive tricks in real time, which we'll talk about in a second, and we have to keep it brief, it would get way too repetitive, because you could get on the other side of the bridge and say, you know what, I forgot something, and go running back over the bridge. Oh my God. So
I wonder if there's any swag.
I think I saw some ammo.
I needed some batteries.
But yes, to break it into layers, and again, this could be a whole 2-hour session
Yeah.
at least, but to break it into layers and have some of those louder elements ramp in maybe on the other side of the bridge, perhaps. But good work.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many more